Kia ora everyone, my name's Iri Hapati and I come from Aotearoa, New Zealand. We are on a study tour with Collaborative Aotearoa, visiting significant places around the world who are offering innovative and integrated models of care. And so this morning we've been collaborating our conversations and talking about what localities and partnership opportunities can look like. And so here this morning for me, some key takeaways are the fact that relationships are key. Authentic and respectful relationships across organisations and within organisations help provide a really strong platform and foundation to grow appropriate ways of providing care for our communities. And so I'm looking forward to taking those key messages back to Aotearoa to help inform the development of our health system. Kia ora.
I really enjoyed this morning's session. As a country, we're about to embark on localities and to learn from leaders in this area that have been through a journey to unpack their current ways of operating and learn a new way of operating. It was enlightening and such a positive message that it is possible. So we are like any other country in New Zealand, in the world, going through a crisis of workforce and recovery from COVID and financial constraints. But we're also a small country, 5 million people, and we have such a disintegrated and fragmented system. So the opportunity to go through a reform that is more than just changing the logos, changing the outcomes for our communities is something that we all need to get behind, and hopefully offering new models of care that are less GP or clinically centric and do involve community organisations and other providers is something that I'm quite passionate about. And so again, to hear that it is possible through the experiences this morning, I look forward to coming back and saying we were successful in New Zealand.
I like the phrase, put the graph in the boardroom. That's very powerful, and it also gives us 2 feet to stand on when we're trying to influence decisions at all levels. So that was very interesting. Also the wins, the progressive wins for localities, the importance of relationships. We know that, but seeing it after a couple of years in action, it gave me hope that things are positive, could go in a positive direction. I also really enjoyed the messaging around, instead of a top-down approach, getting things right on the ground, getting on with it, and then using that, case studies, the power of stories to influence up. And that's something that we're already doing, but I think we can do that more as a collective in our region, the Hutt Valley and Wellington.
I found it really interesting. The area that I work in is Palmerston North, which is lower North Island of New Zealand. And we've worked in a locality style for quite some time now. We had quite a progressive CE who was very keen on establishing relationships, particularly with a local iwi, local tribes in our area. And, so that whole basis of bringing in other services, support services outside of health to help support the local population is not too dissimilar to how we've been working. Certainly with COVID, much like you guys, COVID was a real push really to just break down all the barriers, and actually this is what we need. We have physical health needs and we have well-being needs for the population, and how do we do that in a quick manner? It's trying to keep that going now that the funding and that drives sort of disappeared.
It's been really lively and human. It's great to connect with another system internationally and understand how we have some really similar problems and some really similar learning that we can take together. I think everyone's very buzzy about the format. We kept a lot of space for dialogue and not too many slides, and it's gone very well. Some of the comments from our Kiwi colleagues have just been amazing about challenging the structures and governance of change in policy terms, and being inspired that we've started something here in North Somerset, of how you can create change from the bottom up and lead others to be met in the middle, and how that's possible without changing funding streams and organisational boundaries in a way that's really meaningful to the population and the outcomes that we're aspiring to deliver.
Oh, I thought this morning was absolutely fantastic. It was really interesting to hear about the problems of New Zealand Health Service, and to think about how the things that we are doing in our locality partnership are going to influence the care beyond our boundaries, really. Do you know what I mean? If they can take back some of the ideas that we've got and introduce those into New Zealand healthcare, that would be great. They were really fascinated and intrigued by what was going on, and there was a sense in the building that actually things could change, that things could be better, and we could move onwards and upwards.
I think it was a really good morning. Great opportunity for us to showcase some of the stuff we're doing, which was lovely. A real opportunity for one of our localities to also be very proud of what they're doing, but just sharing and be able to share what they're doing in New Zealand, what we're doing here, and building some future bridges, I think, as well. So it went really well. We have a lot to be proud of in being SSG, and we need to share widely, and we also need to learn, and this morning was about sharing and learning, and I was really pleased to be part of it.